of course, you can update the gallery and all that stuff, and you can add in photos here. So we'll just add some just so you guys can see how it works. Upload folder, and we'll go to James.
But Trish, would you edit them for them or just like
Oh yeah, I've already
file?
done everything for
Oh, okay.
them. So I still go in, I still pick them, I still edit them, I still do everything that I would normally do, but they do not get to just take them, right? Like even if they have purchased a mini session with 8 images, I still don't let them just take them. I want them to spend some time looking at the images because the longer they're in there looking, the more they'll end up liking. So you can upload here, and I've put my watermark in here. So what will happen is as the photos are loading up, they're going to process and whatever, however it goes. And give me a second, I'm going to wait till these all come up.
But they still could screenshot it, right? Or do you do like big watermark across?
So you can do a big watermark across. I don't personally, but you can. You can decide however you want to do it. And then from here, you can add in the contact. You can sell prints through Shootproof. I believe they go through GTA Imaging and some other stuff. I don't do that. Obviously, I have other things. It gives you lots of information here, but you can also go into your gallery settings, and you can adjust stuff. So you can change out the gallery, you can change out the layout, the access and the privacy, the free digital rules. So if you want them to have one digital, you can do that. The shopping cart. So what is your, so if I did that, you can enter in a price sheet. So this, I think, is an old price sheet. But it will show, and then you can tell it what to do, like the buy all button. Now, if somebody's already purchased 8 images and they're saying buy all in here, it doesn't understand that. So doing it like that is doing the buy all, it doesn't make sense, because if you have 30 images in your gallery and you've given them 5, that means they can buy 25 and get 5 for free. If you do the buy all button, it doesn't matter if they have a 5 digital free rule, it will still sell them all 30. So you have to be very aware of how you're doing that in here. Okay. I personally prefer just talking to my clients about that as opposed to doing all these extra things. But again, you can offer all of these things in here. Okay. For them to just view, however, I have it to the viewing gallery. I'm going to press save. All right. And then when I go into the gallery itself, let me make that bigger. View gallery, email. Remember, I put in the 1, 2, 3, 4 in this particular instance. Not now. And so, of course, this is the original photo, like the test photo. So I would go here, but if you notice, there's nowhere that I can buy the photos. There's nothing, right? Slideshow, I can do compare photos.
And you can't like right click and download them or
Nope. Well, I'm trying to. So here's me trying to right click, not happening. Okay. Now that's right. People can take a screenshot of it. No doubt they can do that. But their screenshot, like right now, I have a very large screen. And so this is a Thunderbolt screen. So for me, my screen is, I mean, yeah, I could probably take a decent photo, but you're going to get glare on it. It's not going to be the best photo when they take it with their phone. So if you wanted to, you can certainly put your watermark so that it goes everywhere. I think they have an option in there too for that when you go into the watermarks. Um, but for me, I just tell my clients to go in and love the photos that they like. And then when it comes back to me, like once I've given them a date to look at it, I go back in and I say, oh, okay, so and so liked 2 photos, right? Well, their package only has 1. Now I can talk to them about the 2. Simple enough. And then I'll send them. So what will happen is that once I've gone here and so for example, I'm just going to copy the link and I will put it into the chat here. Where did it go? Where'd my little button thingy go? Chat. Keep on doing that. Okay, so there's a link. The password is 1234. You can click into it. You will not be able to download. Doesn't matter who you are. Okay. So now when I go back and I go to my dashboard, somebody here, so you can see here, star. This one, I don't know what that means. Who have not placed an order. Okay. So I had one there that I had favorited. Originally it was 2. I took the other one off. Or no, I did. Sorry, that's my bad. My brain's not working. Okay, so when you go into the dashboard, it says, hey, they've picked, right? This is, hey, they've got favorites. So you go into there and then you see they've got 2 favorites. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, it tells you who the visitor was, when they went in, etc., etc. And then this way that allows you to see what they're doing, what they want. When you release the gallery, you can go back into the gallery. You can add music, watermarks. You can see there's a whole bunch of stuff here that you can do. So let's just with Sean, I made it super easy for Sean because he had already paid me. So I just, here you go. And so he made it, he could just download it really super, super quick. You can change, where is it? Sorry. I don't come in here enough to really do this. Dashboard. I wonder if it was April. There is a way to send, and I can't remember where it is for the life of me, but there is a way to send it so that your clients, once they've gone through, oh, here, actions, gallery, share gallery, archive, and settings. Is that what I wanted? No, that was not what I wanted. There is a way in here that you can share and that your clients just download them all. Okay. You can even, if they have, oh, actually, I think it's under the favorites too. So if I go to the dashboard, I go to test, I see the 2, I go in here, you can send files to client. There it is. So once you click on it, you can send those files to your client as well. So if they've picked their 8 out of your package that you've done, and you have a package of 8, all right, and they're edited, they're done, fine, send them to them. That's why you let the watermark come through, like you put your watermark in Shootproof and let Shootproof put the watermark on it. Because if you watermark them in Lightroom and then you put them into Shootproof and Shootproof does a watermark, when you send that photo to your client, they're going to have your original watermark on them. Okay, so you upload them, the high resolution, however you're sending it to them, whether it's low resolution, high resolution, whatever it is, you upload them into Shootproof. And then once they pick their images, if they pick the 8 and you're good to go, there's no reason to like have that conversation with them about what they're going to do with the images, if they want prints or anything like that. just send files to client, and ShootProof will send them an email with a link that they can download their files. Okay. So super, super simple. The first thing you do is you create your gallery, you create all your rules, then you send it to your client. Client picks. If you're doing an all-inclusive, then you would just, once they've picked, send them the files and then, send them a final email. You know what? Thanks a lot. It was great working with you. Hope to work with you again soon, whatever it is that you're sending to them. And there you go, you're done. Okay. Any questions or subsequent questions from that?
May I ask, Trish, not exactly this related, but a little bit, when I do too many photos, what I did for the spot, I shoot many, and then created and edited just too many more than I should have. Because people didn't buy, but I did the work. So I was thinking going forward to do less editing, but then they don't look that good, right? If I don't edit. So how to do something like not to edit everything, but still, should I do samples? But then if they don't see it, they think they are not on the pictures or they don't like the pictures. So what would be the good balance between?
I would do, okay, I'm trying to just remember because I know you do sports. Like I'm thinking you're doing like the racing and stuff, right?
Yeah, so it's like I would have like 1,000 photos per day. Of course, half of it's not good, but still. So let's say if what I did, I edited, let's say 500, and I'm using ShootProof. ShootProof. So I
Yeah.
upload, and then of course it took me time to edit all those, and then send email. Here it is. Those are my prices. Pick what you want, but not too many people buy, and I don't know who would and who wouldn't, right? So that's kind of, I don't have specific client, it just quantum
So
of people.
with ShootProof, if you noticed, if you guys click into ShootProof right now, the link that I put in the chat, and you guys go to this gallery, it's going to log your email in because I sent a general link. I didn't send one directly to you. Like I didn't send it to caro.com or dana.com. I sent a general link. So you have to register your email. So if you are doing bulk purchasing or having people do bulk purchasing, there's two places you can go. You can either do ShootProof. The other one I use, and I do this for my large volume stuff. I'm just going to go in here.
Yeah, maybe if you can say what you do for your large volume stuff and you do your athletes, like do you like do they like sign up, or how? Yeah, maybe if you could tell me that.
Hmm. There we go. I do not know. I left my charger at the studio and I have a different charger in here. So it's being a little bit stupid right now. That being said, if it's not going to respond to me, which it seems like it's not wanting to do all of a sudden, I will come up on my tablet and show you how it works. Come on, what the heck? Ah, give me a second. Let me stop the share and see what's going on here. I don't know what's happening. It is charging. I don't understand why it's not working. Ah, the spinning wheel of death. If you look got can you guys hear me? Yeah, I feel like I'm choppy, so I don't know if that's my internet or if that's the computer or what's going on here.
Yeah,
Um,
it's chopping a little bit.
okay. If you go to got photo, GOTPHOTO, yeah, what's going on here? It's like not even responding at all. Give me a second, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna try and get in on from a different thing. Yes. Oh, there it was. Okay. Well, it was supposed to do that. Oh, for Pete's sake. Like, oh, that was fun. Let me 1 second. I don't know why my computer's not responding. I don't even know what is going on here. Sorry, guys. I don't know what this. My computer has decided that I'm just gonna flip it out. Hold on. We're gonna go down to one screen.
Did the connection just go down?
I can still hear you.
Yeah, but Trisha's frozen, I
She
think.
probably has Rogers.
Yeah, she's gone.
Dana, sorry, Dana. Hi.
Yeah.
Just when you're doing those huge galleries,
Sorry?
when you're doing those huge galleries, I'm just thinking
Yeah.
when my son was in the military and he was graduating from basic training.
Give me a second, you
And
guys. I'm gonna sign in through the tablet.
yeah, what they did was
Oh, for Pete's sake, come on.
link, like access to the link. So it was purchasing an access into the gallery so that we could see the gallery. And then I seem to remember that I had to pay so much if I wanted to download the whole thing, which I eventually did because I just couldn't be bothered going through them all. But so it was a purchase to get
Let's see
access
if it works now.
to purchase after that, or if you wanted to purchase prints or whatever. So many digital downloads.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Can you
like.
guys hear me?
Card that I bought.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
we can hear you.
I have no idea what's happening.
So
I
that
just
was
got
just
in.
how they
Sorry,
did it.
guys. Give me a second. Technical. Of course, it's the last class at least. Um,
Yeah. Thank you, Diane. It just was cutting though.
there we go. Okay, I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you for a second there. Let's see how that's gonna work. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but let's see what happens. So I'm gonna go over to Got Photo for you so you can see it. With the Got Photo, You can do your large volume. I don't know why it's doing this. Come on. It's like it didn't even like me today or something.
Trish, is Got Photo like a similar program to like the Shoot Proof kind of thing?
It's similar, yes and no, all at the same time. This is definitely far more dynamic as far as the program is concerned. I do not know why it's not. Oh, for the love
Oh,
of-
I think I look at this. I think they charge like 15% or 10% from each purchase. So
yeah, which is like nothing.
yeah.
That is nothing. In comparison to what you can make, 10% is nothing. Understand that the cheerleaders that I just finished off, okay, at at the large volume during the packages that I am selling, I sold a total of over $11,000 from those cheerleaders. I spent maybe 2,000 to $2,500 on all my expenses between shoot proof or between got photo and the printer. So, is it worth it? Absolutely. And understand when I say 2,500 bucks, I'm also paying a printer. You can do a strict digital download. And so all you're paying then is just strictly to got photo, right? Because their pricing works, the way the pricing you can see I owe them $9 here. And what happens is that you pay to play. You're not paying hundreds of dollars for the software, right? They are facilitating all of this. They make sure that the money situation, your Stripe is all good to go. And when I say that, what I mean is like you still connected and stuff, but they're facilitating all of that. Like they're doing work. And so every image that you are selling, they gotta get paid. You're using their website. Like it's a website that people go to. So if I go here, as a customer, okay. Oh, I don't have an access code. Of course not. I can put in an access code, but you can see here, like it's a full website. Like it's a website with secure payment. So you can go in, get your access code. And so if I were to, let me go back here. Let's go here. Let me go here. Oh, for Pete's sake, come on. Oh, love of stop doing that. Where's my it should have a login code. There we go. Okay. It's supposed to just go right in. Every now and then it glitches. It will ask me for my name. It will ask me for my email. It will ask you if you want to receive text messages. So people who are signing up, you can, when their photos are ready, it will send them an email, right? So activate my reminders, and then you go in. Great, will notify you. Okay, yeah. Register. So you end up having an account with them. No, I'm not gonna register anything. Okay. Oh, your photos are, that's why I was wondering what the hell I was doing. Um, Sorry, guys. This is what happens when I'm thinking faster and have a slower computer. I just did these guys. That's why. Retakes. No, not this guy. That one. Their photos are ready. What's happening here? do this because I know these guys are in here. Photo management. So they have these QR code. Let's start here. You can create your job with specific criteria. They have cards here. Okay. So those are the QR cards that parents can scan. It goes straight to the website. There's your access code. So first of all, it's doing that. If you are creating a new job, so create a new job. Okay, data shoot, what it is, so on and so on. So let's put down today is the new job, and then other, and then let's just say concert. Okay, because yours is open. We can go down to advanced settings, how many people, et cetera, et cetera. Save job. When you go here, you have access, like you can either have each person has their own code, one access code, or no access code. Okay. So like for the concerts and the stuffs that you're doing, no access code, right? Now you can tell them whichever you create your own price profile. Let's say we're going to do that one. And then it will give you options available. So if you want to add a coupon, you can add a coupon. The idea is to get people to buy, buy, buy. And then it sends emails. So people who go to the website, once you've given them the link, they go to the website and they'll register because they want to know when their photos are coming up or when the photos are coming up. They'll go, and this system's so robust that what happens is they'll send emails and notifications and say, hey, your photos are being uploaded, or the coupon's about to expire, or whatever it happens to be. Okay. You can also give one access code. So if you get an email list, or you can send this one access code to, say, the organizer, who can then send it to the people who have who are participating. So that's another option. So we're going to just do no access code just because. Or are we? No, actually we're not. So you have options here of what you can do with this for what you do. Now, when I go back to my dashboard, and let's say I'm going to go down to my jobs here. Where are they? I don't want to go through that one. I want to go through a different one. Where is that? Okay, we'll go here. I can go into photo management. So they create the QR code. Here's the photo management. You can put what particular team it is as well. So when you're uploading, you're not just uploading something that is general for the event. You can upload by team as well. So get the team captain's name, get the team, like if you're shooting them, get their information. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to send these out anyway, right? But when you go in here and, for example, here's Quartz. You have their group photo, like, I mean, however you do it, but it gives you like a little code here. And in that code, when you go to look at this, let's see if we can get into it. Two composites, I think oh, here's what I wanted to show you. You see where it says potential buyer? When people register to a code, they're a potential buyer. So it tells you that there's a potential buyer in there, and it tells you the name and the email.
But
Okay.
sorry, Trish, at this point you would already edit those photos, or just like really raw,
All my
from
photos.
raw files?
No, I edit my photos. Here's the thing. If you're going to sell somebody downloadable images where they're just going to download them to print them, edit them.
Yeah,
Because you're
that's-
not going to see these people. Like, you know what I mean? You're not going to bring them into the studio. 99% of the time, they just want to have a digital put on social media or maybe do like a 4x6 or a 5x7, right? They're not going in to do big portraits and stuff like that. So edit the photos, put them in the galleries, and let them download them. Yes, it's going to take you time to do them, and no, you may not get sales, but that has nothing to do with the photos, right? The sales has to do with the marketing that you're doing when you're there.
Mhm.
It has nothing to do with the photos themselves. So if you are not marketing correctly while you are on site, okay, or marketing enough or marketing effectively, I shouldn't say correctly. If you are not marketing effectively while you are on site with all of those people and getting their information, they're not going to know where to go to get the photos. They're not going to know where to buy them. They're not going to know, all of those different things. When I was at the pageant this weekend, when I walked into the pageant, 10 girls had purchased 10 from me. Okay, fine. That's like $2,000 for the day. It's not bad. It's all right. By the time I left there, 25 girls had already purchased. Why did they purchase? Because I was walking around showing them, oh my God, look at the light on this one. Look how good you look. This looks awesome. This is the best lighting I've ever done. Oh, these are spectacular. You can totally use them. And any of the girls who were like, oh my God, but yeah, I got a little bit of a pudge here or a pudge there or whatever. And I said, well, what do you think I edit them for? I said, you're just seeing them in the camera right now. If I see something I don't like in a photo, I'm going to fix it for you, girl. And that was it. That's all I needed. And one of the holdouts, the only reason she held out and she just signed up today was because she doesn't have enough expendable income to pay. And I said, oh, I'll take a payment plan from you. If you really want them, I'll take a payment plan. She's like, really? I said, yeah. So I converted 26 girls out of the 30 girls that were there. Two of them I gave for free because they were helping my daughter get ready. And it was a mother-daughter team. I was like, I'll give it to you for free. Just help my kid so I don't have to worry about her. Boom, done. That was it. You have to be able to market while you're there. If you are not getting the sales from these events based on the photos that you are providing, it means that you're not reaching them somehow. Okay. And obviously, your photos are going to be 1,000 times better than any iPhone or cell phone photo is going to be. Okay. So when you are there, if you get a great shot and they're on the water, make sure you get to that team and say, oh my God, you guys did so well. Look at these great shots I got. They're going to be here. Have a card with you with where they're going to be. Okay, with a link or a QR code on that card. Here's how you can access these photos. You're giving it to them. You have to, just so you guys understand something, and I don't think most people understand this, especially when you're starting new in business. You need to spend money to make money. It does not mean that you have to spend a ridiculous amount of money. It does not mean that you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a $4,000 camera or $2,000 lens. But if you are going to market effectively, if you are going to create a brand for yourself, you need to spend money on the things that are going to help you. Dana, you're on site at an event photographing. You know what people are thinking about? They're thinking about their event. They're thinking about winning. They're thinking about all the crowds around them. They're not thinking necessarily about the photos right now. They're thinking about all those other things, right? You're thinking about the photos. They're not. They're competing. They don't care. Right now, once they finish, then yeah, they want to have some great photos done and stuff like that. This is when you go to them. Here's my information. I know you're super busy right now, but look at these great photos I got while you were on the water and doing your thing, or how you crossed the finish line, or whatever it is. You show them. Now you're enticing them. They're still not gonna stop and go, okay, I gotta make this mental note. But now you've given them a card that has an easy access to you, to the website where they can go. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to increase your sales because now they know the reason they're not buying is not because they don't like the photos, because they can't find you. And they can't find you because if you're not giving them anything to find you, they're not going to go and reach out to the organizers. Most people that are on teams, they don't know who the organizer is of these events, or they don't care to look. You have to, at the end of the day, okay, how many of you guys know an MLM? Do you know what MLM is? Multi-level marketers. Who knows somebody who sells Scentsy? Who knows somebody who sells oils? Who knows somebody who sells Pampered Chef? Who knows somebody who sells, oh my God, all the different things that they have, right? We all know somebody. Even if you think you don't know somebody, I'll bet you anything you know somebody who sells this stuff. How many times have they said to you, you should have a party? How many times have they said to you, oh, this is a great product, blah, 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 blah. And they just keep on going on about Tupperware or whatever it is. And you're like, for the love of Peter, bugger off and leave me alone, right? They're tenacious. They're tenacious because they know out of the 10 times that you are saying no, there's going to be a time where you say yes, yes, whether it's just to say yes to get them to shut up, or yes, because they finally found a product that piqued your interest that you really want. This comes down to sales. If people are not buying, it's because they don't know where to find you. It's not your photos. So do what you're doing with your photos, edit them, put them in the galleries, set them up, get the people. They have to see where it is first. They have to know you're there. Work on your marketing plan and your sales tactic to approach people. So my next question for you, Dana, is do you have a hard time talking to people and approaching them while you're taking photos?
When I take photos, I just take photos. It's just so busy, right? Like you wanna, yeah. I don't talk to people when I take photos.
Okay, listen, the organizer of the event, his job is to organize the event, right? That's his job or her job. Okay. His job isn't to sit there and market for you and say, hey, if you want photos, go to this link. Like he might, if you're giving him something, if you give him photos of the event, right? He might post your name once or twice and say, hey, if you want photos or, our official event photographer or whatever it is, he might do that. If they're not doing that, then I hope to goodness that you are not giving them free photos. Like if you're just showing up and shooting photos.
Oh, no, well, that's another thing. Organizations don't talk to me. I started with like contacting organizations and clubs because I thought it would work. And of course, I gave a lot of free photos, but they
Don't do
they don't know. So, but it's going slowly here and there. But yeah, anyway.
Okay.
So it's not easy. I don't know what's the deal with organizations, but there is maybe some politics or I don't know. Didn't get it quite yet.
You're not talking to them. You're not talking to them. How many of you have a hard time selling anything? How many of you have a hard time talking to somebody? You see somebody you really want to talk to, it's somebody in business, it's somebody that is going to do well for your business. Maybe it's a person you want to photograph and you are looking at them like they're the Prince Charles or whatever. And you're like, oh my God, I can't talk to them because they're so amazing, right? And you get super nervous or they seem so important and so professional and you're in your head going, I can't talk to them. Oh my God, I'm just a little photographer with a small little business. He's not going to talk to me. I just want to remind you that everybody sits on the toilet seat the exact same way. Okay? Everybody puts their pants on 1 foot at a time. That includes the King of England. Okay? We all are people. If you are nervous to approach somebody, that is not because of something they are doing. It's something because you're not doing it. You're not doing something. And I do not, it's the last class and I don't want to call anybody out, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to sell. You are not going to get what you want if you don't ask for it. And what's the worst thing they can say?
Well, they would say no, and I got many of those no's already. So
What does no mean? What does it mean?
Not now.
Not now.
new opportunity, I know.
Next opportunity. Okay. Next opportunity. So don't think that if somebody is saying no, that it's no. Okay, fine. I'm going to move on to the next opportunity. You know what the next opportunity is going to be so much better than that first one? And here is what's going to happen. When they see that you are doing something with another organization, and all of a sudden this organization has all these beautiful photos and they have all these things, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be like, shit, I should have called her. I should have dealt with her. You need to position yourself as a leading photography expert in this field, not a leading photography expert. You know how to photograph these people when they're on the water. You know what to expect. You know what their body motions look like. You know what their facial expressions should look like. You know all of these little intricate details of what an athlete should look like when they are on the water doing what they are supposed to do, how they are supposed to do it. I wouldn't know how to photograph them. I'd be like, oh, look at them in the boats. Oh, how fun is that? Click, 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 click. I have no idea what I'm capturing. Click, 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 click. Right? You talk to me about a wedding. You talk to me about a conference, how I wait for a speaker to pause and smile before I take their photos, because naturally we smile after when a speaker will talk. They will talk, they will pause, they'll have a little smile or a thought of reflection. That's when you take the photo. Why? Because then they don't look like they're talking in the middle of the photos. How many of you have ever had photos where you're talking and your mouth looks ridiculous, right? I don't like that. Why am I so good at pageant photos? Because I know how the girls are supposed to hit. I know what their stances are supposed to look like, where their arms are supposed to look like, what their facial expressions are supposed to look like. That's why I'm considered the pageant photographer up here. Now, it doesn't mean that I work for every system, because every system has their favorite photographer that they'll work with. But I can guarantee you, sitting down to dinner with half of the ladies on Saturday night, they all looked at me and said, you have the best stage shots that we've ever had. And they've talked about other stage shots from other photographers, which of course I say, like, not my business, not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't want to get involved in that. But there you go. It's because I know what I'm looking for. You know what you're looking for. You have to sell that. Right? It's in your head. And I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just literally in your head. You need to go to them and you need to say, listen, I've been doing these photos for this long. I have provided you with photos. I would really be interested in having a sponsorship with your club in lieu of, here's what I expect. If I'm going to give you these photos, I want my logo on your website. I want my website linked on my logo on your website. And I want you to name me the official photographer for the club. Simple enough. And then they announce that you're the official photographer. Guess what? Now people are going to go to you. They're going to link back because they're on their website. When they're looking for the photographer, they're looking at the website, their website, to see where he is or she is.
What does it mean, official photographer? How that's happening? Like, I've heard that before, what it exactly means.
It means that you're the photographer that they are standing behind. Sorry, my words aren't working right now. But they are affiliated with. so that if Linda comes up and she says, I'm going to be photographing this event, she just happens to show up. Well, no, you're the official photographer, so you get to go wherever you want within the event to shoot it. Linda is not. She's just some person who showed up with a camera. Okay. So, like when I'm the official photographer for Canada's Perfect, no other photographer is allowed in the theater. Not true.
So they can kick them out if
Yeah.
someone shows up.
Yeah. You are the
Yeah.
official photographer. If you want to be the official photographer and you are providing them with a service and you are providing them with value and you are providing them with amazing images. And when you walk into this, guys, this is a whole sales lesson. Okay, let's talk about this. Dana, you're going to walk in and you're going to talk to whomever the league president is. Okay. And you're gonna explain your history. I've been working with you guys for X amount of years. I've produced these amount of photos. Um, they're beautiful, and I think that you need some extra photos on your website. However it is, you're going to talk to them about branding. You're going to talk to them about all those things. You're going to say, these photos that I've taken speak to what your brand is, speak to what you want to accomplish through your league, and speak to what you are doing with your athletes and your events. There's no reason why you cannot use these photos on your website. And in doing so, what I would like to do is propose that we have a working business relationship. I become your event photographer, your official event photographer, which means that I have exclusivity to go around, shoot all the teams, all the different heats, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you will use my photos and I will give you the event photos. You don't have to give them 1,000, a couple hundred. They don't care. They just need enough for the website. Okay. I'll allow you to have access to these for your website, for your branding, for your marketing material, all in high resolution. What I would like to, in lieu of, is my logo and a link back on your website naming me as the official photographer for your league. Simple enough. It's not costing them anything for you to be the official photographer. You're giving to them in this instance. But what is happening now is that because they are naming you the official photographer, it is giving you a little more of what's the word I'm looking at? More of an expertise, more backing, right? Like it's like, oh, the league likes this photographer. Okay, I'm going to work with this photographer because the league likes this photographer. If you and Linda walked in and there was an athlete standing there and you're the official league photographer, they're going to work with you because you're the official league photographer and she just happens to be Linda who walked in. Okay. So understand, sorry, Linda, I know you're special too, honey. But it's a matter of positioning it in a way that when you are selling something, you're going to solve a problem for them. But by solving a problem for them, what's in it for you? I was just explaining this to somebody today. There is nothing that I do in my business, my personal life, everything, anything and everything that I do at the end of the day, yes, it's about giving, but how is it going to ultimately affect me and what am I getting out of it? So yesterday, like a fool, I ended up at our chamber meeting where I am past president, and I was so happy because I'm like, yeah, I really don't have to do anything. Oh yeah, no, I signed up for the beautification committee, and I signed up for the marketing committee. Why? Because I know how to market, and I was sick and tired of listening to them go back and forth and not get anything accomplished. That's number one. Number two, beautification directly affects me when I am planning out the Christmas parade because there needs to be lights on the Christmas tree. There needs to be lights on the posts. It directly affects me. Why did I sign up? Because ultimately, if it's not done right, it comes down to me as the organizer of the parade. Why does it not look like Christmas here? That's why. When I do something, I don't do it yes, I'm doing it because I want to give and I want to donate and I want to volunteer. That is first and foremost, obviously. It's one of my top priorities and it's a core value for me. But at the same time, I want to know that when I'm doing that, that it's going to have some sort of purpose or effect on my business, right? Whether it's just bringing awareness that Trish Beasley Photography is doing all these things, or whether it's a client that walks in the door because they happen to hear that I'm capable of doing all this other stuff. Okay. So when you guys are approaching your clients or a potential client and you are trying to sell, make sure that you are talking to them in a way, first of all, know why you're going in. Why are you going to that particular client? And what are you going to give them of value? Always think what's in it for them, because that's what they're thinking. What's in it for me? Okay. What's in it for me? Then after you figure out what's the value for them, what's in it for them, then you can think about what's in it for me. Once you figure out what's in it for them, what's in it for you, now you have a way to approach them in your sales tactic on how you're going to talk to them. And guys, this will translate to people. If you are doing portraits, it's the same thing. What's in it for them? Ultimately, what's in it for you? You're going to get paid. You're going to make some money. You're going to take some beautiful photos when it comes to people. What's in it for them first? Okay. The tactic works exactly the same for anybody you're selling to. What's in it for them? What's in it for me? If it's not a good trade-off, then don't do it. So if you have not been making money, Dana, off of this, and you're trying to make money off of this, and you're thinking that by increasing your skills and increasing your website, increasing this and using that, yes, those are all different things that can certainly, contribute to increasing your sales. But unless you know how to market and unless you know how to reach the people who are going to push your name out there, those things aren't going to matter because the people that you're trying to sell to don't even know you exist. You're not talking to them. The league is not telling them that you're there. Of course, you're not getting any sales. So you have to do two things. You have to approach the league and say, enough is enough. I want to be the official photographer. And then while you're on site and you're photographing, you need to make sure that you are connecting with the people you are photographing. Here's my card. Here's the link to the website to see your photos. They'll be up in a couple of weeks. If you go in and register with your email, it will send you a notification when the photos are up. And put that on the little card. Register with your email and get a notification when all the photos are up. And that's that. Okay. There are cheap printers. I used to take when I first started, I would get the cards from Staples that had the perforated little edges, and I would print using Avery, and then I would go to a conference and I would have those, and it would say hashtag I got shot by Trish Beasley, and then they would have to tag me as well on Instagram. So hashtag I got shot at TB Photo Studio, and they would get entered to win a photo shoot or a gift certificate or whatever it was. Like, how fun is that? I got shot. There you go, Dana. I got shot. I got shot at Dana on Instagram. Right? It's a fun little thing. And people think it's funny. So you've got to capture their attention when you are doing this, okay? All right. Sorry, I know we went right into it, Dana. Does anybody have
Thank you,
something?
Trish. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so tell me, what other questions do we have?
I
Any-
I do have a question. I do have
Yeah.
a few questions.
Okay.
First of all, I was wondering, what kind of insurance do you have? Is it one or two for different cases? And
I have commercial liability insurance. I honestly can't even remember what it's how they they phrase it. But it covers my studio, it covers me when I'm out, it covers my assistants, it covers if somebody comes into the studio. Now, it does not cover if people rent my studio. So meaning if somebody is renting my studio, it will cover me that way, but the photographer that comes in has to supply their own insurance. So, but otherwise than that, the insurance that I have covers everything, my equipment, it covers damage, it covers theft, fire, all of that stuff. So that's your basic general liability. Um, and then there's a couple of other things that Rick included on my policy that are more business associated, and I can't remember what it is. I think it's business interruption and some other stuff there that are on that. So what business interruption is that, say, for example, your studio sets on fire and now you have no studio, you have no camera, you have nothing. It's in your business. You can't do your business because you don't have the things to do your business with. The insurance company will cover that. They'll pay you while you are unable to work until you can get your stuff back together and start working again. There's also, I don't have this one because I don't really use that kind of stuff, but there's also cybersecurity. So if you are, or cybersecurity insurance, it's a lot of words. But basically, if you are doing anything where you are delivering images online or you're taking in credit cards online or anything like that, it will protect you from that. Now, that being said, I personally do not take credit cards online. So when people go through Got Photo, they have their own security system to do that. When I go through 17 Hats, it's all based on their security system. They store the cards, they know all of that information. They get that stuff. It's not me. I don't have any of that information. And I don't have any of that information stored anywhere. So I would rather pay a third party to do those things because then the liability is no longer mine, it's theirs. Okay. Where it counts to me is that if I do a boudoir session, somebody breaks into my computer and starts sharing naked photos of my clients all over the place, that becomes a problem. Okay. Um, there's so many different little things that can happen. So you're best to talk to an insurance agent. I have to send you guys a list. I apologize. It's been crazy. Rick is the best one to talk to with regards to what you would need. And believe it or not, it's not as expensive as everybody seems to think. Most people are really nervous about getting insurance for their business, but there's a few factors. So one of the factors is that, one of the factors is that how long have you been in business? How much equipment do you have? What are you shooting? Where are you shooting it? How dangerous is it? Like if you're hanging off cliffs and mountains and shooting bears and stuff, you're definitely going to have a higher risk assessment than someone like myself who only shoots really 99% of the time in my studio. Right? So insurance is based on that, but it's still not a massive amount of money. And if you are charging appropriately, it shouldn't affect you. Okay. Like it's not going to be a big deal. So I will send out that list of the professionals that came in with regards to that. Did I answer your question?
yeah, and I was wondering, do you know the name? Do you remember the name of the company that you're using, or is there an insurance company that you would recommend?
The gentleman that I use is with Western Financial. No, not Western Financial. Oh my God. Oh my God, I've forgotten the name of it. His name is Rick Earhart. He was supposed to be on the panel, but he was sick. I'm going to be sending out his name. And Yana, if you really want to talk to him, I will send him your information. I have your cell number anyway. I'll get him to call you directly.
I have one actually. It's called Zen Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of it, but that's where I do mine.
Yeah, and you can do that too. You're best to always go and look at quotes. Now, Rick is a broker, so what that means is that he'll go and he has access to insurance companies across Canada. So that means he'll find you the best rates from anywhere across Canada. So it's you just have to decide what works for you. And but like I said, I can send you can get his information. You can look up and see whom else is offering and what they're offering. Um, you know, I will never recommend somebody that I've never used. I was using one company and they long story short, by the time the renewal came in, it went from $78 a month to $143 a month. And they cut my coverage, even though I had said, like, I hadn't told them anything. I said, no, like, we're not supposed to be cutting coverage. And when I found out they did, they increased my rates, and then renewal came and they increased them again. And there's never been a claim. So I called Rick and I said, yeah, I was at $80 before. Find me something that's $80 again. And he did. And I've got better coverage than I did before. So um, that's why he's the guy. And he explained it to me. So when I was like, am I giving away my life or my firstborn child? I just need to know in advance before I sign anything. He's like, you're good to go. It's fine. So I'll send you his information or send your information to him.
Fresh.
Okay. Yes.
So
You were
will
saying
you,
that people who rent out your studio have to have their own insurance. Do you require some kind of proof? Is there some kind of proof they can give you?
Yeah, you can get a oh my gosh. There is a proof of insurance. I can't remember what it's called now. Rick does a 1 day. He can do a 1 day insurance thing for anybody who's renting my studio. So eventually there'll be a link to him on my website under the rental page as well. So you can just literally, if you don't have insurance and you want to rent, click the link and talk to Rick. And then that way you guys can, anybody who's renting can get the insurance. Mhm. And again, it's still probably cheaper to get month to month insurance than it would be to do a 1 day, but better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, all right, next question.
My second question was about the paid advertising. Last time, yeah, I think we meant to speak about it.
Yeah, that was the one thing. I'm hoping now my computer is not going to be stupid. Um, I won't come off a camera because I think it's working well, but I will do a share screen. And we'll see if it works. Let me just get into it. So with the paid advertising, and I have not had a chance. We have not had a chance. I have not had a chance to get into here, and actually do it. So let me show you. Where's the share screen? Where'd it go? Oh. Okay. Oh, we'll go straight to Facebook. Okay, share. Hopefully this is not going to be ridiculous. Okay, so when you go into your profile, thank goodness. Okay. So here's me. This is my page here. You can see it. Now, when I go into my profile, there's an ad center and all this good stuff. If you go into the Meta Suite, which is right here, that was what? My week plan. You can see I've got some messages here. These messages, by the way, they are all spam. Okay. If you get these ones, you need to go in. I will be going in tonight and deleting them. And they're literally spam. They're the type of people that are trying to get in. The cybersecurity threats are totally, totally real. So we want to make sure, um, and you want to make sure that all these guys are gone from here because they might be able to get into your stuff. I just found this out myself. So I was like, oh, okay. So I really got to get in there. Um, in the Meta Business Suite, you can access all of your accounts. So as you can see, I have a couple of different ones. I have the photographer's house, and then I have the Trish Beasley photography set up there. Um, this will tell you kind of like what's happening. Okay. When have you done? Like that's basically your dashboard. Then you go into notifications and it will tell you who's mentioned you and so on. I just posted something on Instagram I before I came online. So, but here's the one thing I wanted you guys to see because I haven't posted in a while, as you can see. When you start posting, it will come up. There's going to be a whole bunch of information here. You'll be able to look at it at a glance. But what's really super important with this as well is that you can actually, if you look up here on the right-hand side, you can create a post. You can create a story, a reel. You can do bulk uploads. You can post videos across pages. You can even go live all out of here. And sorry, I'm literally trying to see what's behind here now. And then of course you can create an ad as well from here. Okay. So content, when we come down here, this is some of the content that I've done. Like last time I posted anything was April 3rd. So that tells you like I've been off of it now for 13 days. That's not good. That is not consistent. When I was consistent, you can see it's definitely going to be much better. And I'll show you that in a second. In here with post content stories, it's asking you for testing grids, all these things. I'm still learning about these things, to be honest with you. So I can't really tell you what they mean. But when we go into anything scheduled, drafting, that kind of stuff. So when you're creating your content, um, this is where it basically goes, or you can create from here. The next thing you want to look at in the meta is the results of what your posts are doing. Okay. So I haven't had any, I just posted to Instagram. It's been 2 weeks. So nothing's kind of popped up. You can see last week I reached I had a total reach of 2,000 people and 154 on Instagram because I literally was not doing anything. And so when we look at the full thing, you can see as I was posting, getting like you can see how it goes up, right? And then it starts to again come down. Well, it levels out and then it pops right back down. So tomorrow there'll be a spike because I just posted again, right? And then you're just going to keep on watching these numbers. Here's what is super, super important to watch is just watch how many interactions are happening here. What are you doing? How many people are linking or clicking on the links that you're providing? And how many minutes are viewed? Okay, so I am down 66%. That's not good. So in cumulative, meaning what's the performance looking like? It definitely got better, right? It's definitely gotten better, but it's not Great. Now here's what I want you to see, which I thought is very, very cool. The reach right now is 4,417. From organic, it's 1,074. And from ads, it's 3,360. Now, I am not putting any ads out currently, and I haven't. So I'm trying to figure out why that's happening. Okay. So that being said, we go down, you have your inbox, you have a lead center as well in here. There's lots of little things in here that you can use. What I like to go to, or where I go basically for, and you can monetize your page. It's not something that I really understand, to be honest with you. So this would be something better for a social media manager to look at. However, I will go into the ads manager because this is what you guys were asking about with paid ads. And with the ad manager, you're going to create things, different ads for different types of sessions, so on and so forth. So my daily limit, this one was $10, this is $15, these ones were $20. And so you can see those are in draft right now. But when you look at them, it's been a while, so they don't even have the information up. Let's see, which one was it? I think it was this. No, it wasn't that one. I want to say it was this one, but I'm not sure if it was. Let's do the charge. Yeah, I don't think it was that one. Now, the way it works essentially is that you're going to create an ad. Let me get in here. You're going to create whichever ad you want to create it about. And you're going to fill in, sorry, it's taking a really long time because of this whole situation here. You'll fill in all of your information. You'll create your ad sets. So I'm going to go over here. Your ad sets, what those are eventually when this does pop up, it essentially is the images that you're going to use. And you can use 4 or 5 different ads or different images in the same set of advertising. And what that means is that, when you guys see the ads coming up, whether it's in Marketplace or somewhere else, the ad just happens to come up, but there might be 4 or 5 images associated with that ad. You could either shift it over like a carousel, or one day it'll be one image, the other day it'll be a different image, and so on and so on. What it's doing is it's pulling the images that you have put in, and of course it's not coming up right this second. But it will take all those different images and it will rotate. And it will tell you which images are getting the clicks. Okay. So if you are targeting people, okay, let's say for headshots, for example, I generally target women, but every now and then I'll put a man up there, or I'll try a different image, and I use everything. So whomever I shoot is whichever type of people I shoot is the type of people that I put up there. And I know specifically there was one image that I had that was blowing, like, I mean, absolutely blowing every single other image out of the water as far as clicks. It was like every time somebody saw it, they would click on it. Okay. So I'm leaving it up here hoping that it will load, but it's not doing it. So, oh. Okay, well, we can go through these things, even though you can't see the images. So when you start putting in your images and creating these, you can create these in Canva, just so you know. Facebook posts, social media, any social media images, you can use Canva to create the post in the proper size that you need. You can also go through Facebook and it will allow you to, or Meta, and it'll allow you to do some stuff. You wouldn't necessarily be able to add to the post. So like, for example, remember the baby one that I said, are you turning one? That was something that I had to create and then put in. Now, at the time that I created that, they didn't have this. They just had boost post and that was it. Okay. So there's different options here. And what will happen is that same image, whichever it happens to be that you're using, and it doesn't matter if it's 4 or 5, every single image will be shifted in a different way depending on how people are using them. So if somebody sees it on the desktop, it comes in that desktop view. If somebody is seeing it on a tablet, it comes in that view. If somebody is seeing it on their phone, there's that view. If they're looking at it from a reel, then there's that view. And if they're looking at it from a post, then there's that view. So they have different ways. And this is all done automatically through Meta. So they just put the image in there. Okay. When you are in here, this is where you get to be a little like you can have full control over this. You can set the budget. You can set a schedule. I know for me, when I'm doing awareness ads, I don't set an end date at all. I just leave it open and I see what's going on, maybe for 5 or 10 days. I can look at my audience and create what type of audience I want. So if I am working, and again, I do apologize for this technical stuff. If I am working and looking specifically for women to do the 40 over 40, then, and in my area, I'm specifically going to look at Barry, Simcoe County, Innisfil, Cookstown, Alcona, Wasaga Beach, Bradford, I'll go as far down. And when I say Bradford, it's because people from Bradford will travel up this way. Aurelia, Muskoka, people from Muskoka will travel. People from Toronto who travel to Muskoka, who have cottages there, right? So it's okay to hit those types of areas. So I'm very particular about who my audience is. Okay. And so once we get in there and we start really, there's more things to this, by the way, it's just not popping up for whatever reason. If you guys, does everybody have their Facebook page? Does everybody have a Facebook page? Sort of.
Yep.
Carol, do you have a Facebook page?
No, I only use Instagram.
You only use Instagram.
I've
Who
got a
has
personal Facebook page, but I barely ever use it, and I don't think most of my market's on Facebook.
Okay. So who has a Facebook page here? This works. This works the same way though, just so you understand with Instagram. It's the same thing. You can publish to Facebook or Instagram through Meta. Okay. Who has the Facebook page?
I do.
I do.
I can't see. Hold on a second.
I do.
Okay. So I'm going to stop my share screen because it's clearly not working. Maybe what we'll do, who was the person who said that they have it? Yeah, and do you mind sharing your screen, your Meta screen with me, please?
Oh, I don't have it open. I'm gonna open it.
You don't
Oh.
mind. It's easier if I can walk you through it so you can see what's going on there. Unfortunately, mine is not loading up.
To share the screen. Sorry, how do I share the screen? I've never used it.
Oh, really? Okay, so at the bottom where you have the mute video, there's a little green square that says share screen.
Oh, share screen. Okay, got it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And then there should be another window that pops open. Click on the meta.
Do you see my screen?
I don't see it.
Mm. So it says basic, desktop, whiteboard.
You want the desktop? Just show the desktop. It's fine. I mean, as long as there's,
Not on the desktop. Right?
or you can show the,
Oh, I think because I don't have in my preferences. Just a second.
sorry, I'm trying to see if I can get on it from my tablet here. Oh, for the love of, why is it that whenever I want to, oh. Okay, so while we're waiting for Yana to do that, does anybody have any other questions?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead, Ria.
I don't know if it's on topic question, but it kind of feels like off topic question. Do you do job shadowing?
Do I shadow or do I allow it?
Allow people.
I do. I have, well, I don't call it job shadowing. I actually will have students assist. So they're learning on the job, if that makes any sense to you. So basically they come with me, they will be in the studio doing the work. So if I need lights moved, if I need uh anything like that done, they're essentially my assistant for the day. So it's not necessarily job shadowing, it's assisting. Okay, shadowing would mean that you just to follow me. I don't want you to just follow me. I want you to learn. So my assistant Wayne that I have, he is a student from Georgian, and he comes in, and while I am shooting, he does all the things that I need him to do, but then I stop and I let him shoot as well, so he gets some samples as well. Perfect. Thank you, Yana. If you could go to on the left side where it says Meta Business Suite, please. Perfect. Okay, just X out of that. No, we don't want that. Just X out of it. Okay. So this is your main area, and this will be your dashboard. So as you can see at the top, you can create a post, create ad, create a reel story, and so on and so on. On the left hand side, well, you can go to create an ad too. It doesn't really matter. So create an ad. I'm glad your internet is as slow as mine. Okay, so you're going to choose a goal, right? So when I say choose, like when we talked about this before, it was, okay, well, what do I want for my business? You have, I don't know what this automated ads that's new. The boost content, you can boost an ad from your page and just kind of get it seen more. But when you're choosing a goal, if you're doing specific advertising for something, what is it that you want to do? Remember what we talked about, right? It's either targeting, it's for awareness, or it's for promotion. Okay. It could be your page, it could be whatever it is that you want that you're doing, right? So if you want it, let's go to get more leads. So let's go down to the bottom there, that little square on the left, right over, sorry, I keep on thinking you're thinking, seeing my finger. No, in the middle of the page where it says choose a goal at the very bottom there, Yana. There you go. Nope, right there. Nope,
Here?
back up.
Here?
Nope, where it says get more leads.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So this is when you start to create your ads, okay? So you want to get more leads. And so you basically just go down and how do you want that to happen? So remember what I was talking to you about doing something from your website, right? I create forms because the idea is to drive everyone to my website. That's where all the information is going to be. They're going to click on the website, find out more information, and then they can sign up from there. So you're going to use get more website visitors. So go over there. Now, if you scroll down just a bit so I can see. Just scroll down. Keep on going. You can, oh, come back down. Come back. Up, up. There we go. Stop. Okay, so where it says add creative, so this is where you're going to add your description. So something you might want to look at is first of all, select your media. Why don't you see where it says select media there beside the Y? Yep. Put in a few photos. We're not going to make this live. I'm just going to walk you through it. We're not going to make it live, okay? So you can add some photos. So just upload a couple of photos. Grab a couple of them. Okay, grab another one. Yeah. Okay, so you have two images in there. And what I want you to do is you're going to see at the very bottom where it says Y and then it has your two images. Get rid of the Y. You don't need it. Okay, now go to select. Okay. Let it do its thing. You're seeing it's going to do a preview. Image needed for expand image feature. This media is not compatible. Expand, blah, blah, blah. See where it says at the top on the right where it says see all previews? Let's go there. Okay. So this is what it would look like if you were on your desktop. Let's look at Instagram. So in the middle there where it says all previews. I don't know if you can scroll or anything. And then look at, yeah, there you go. So it's showing you all the different versions, right, of how it can be delivered. And then let's go back to the Facebook again. Scroll. Right. So some of them, if they don't fit right, they won't show them. If it's not a video or something like that, they're not going to show that. Now go to Messenger. And again, it'll show that. Okay. So let's close this for now. Let's just close it. Good. So we're going to go back here. You see where it had the description? Your description was at the top. So I want you to go in that description and I want you to, what's your next photo session going to be?
To write it here.
Yeah. So let's just say, experience a beautiful portrait session. Experience a beautiful luxury style photo session for women in their 30s who want to feel beautiful and glamorous.
Style photo session.
Yeah, sure. However you want to type that in. We're playing around here. We're not actually gonna make this live, right? Okay. So now you are going to scroll down and see where it says the button label. So you can put apply now. If you click the drop down, you can say contact us or learn more. So learn more, do that because you're sending them to the website. And now you're going to put your website in here.
Okay.
Okay. And we leave all that stuff. Okay. So if you click special ad category, ads about credit, employment, housing, social, electric, it's about none of those. So you are going to close that down. All right. Now we're going to go down to audience. Okay. And then you're going to see where it says people you choose through targeting. So click that. And now you're going to create new. Or you can press edit, whichever you like. But here's what I like to do. If I'm creating a new and I'm doing from something very specific here, I will name this audience. So if I'm looking, I have very specific sessions that I do throughout the year. I have lavender sessions, wildflower sessions. I have, et cetera, the 40 over 40. So if I am looking, who would you be looking to? We were talking about women over 30. So let's talk about women age 30 plus. That's what your audience name will be. Why? Because that's your target. So instead of doing a 40 over 40, you're going to do a 30 over 30. Okay. Then you're going to go to gender and you're going to pick women. Why? Because you're targeting women. This is what you specifically are looking for. And what are you looking for? Women. I would go from 29 because they might be turning 30 this year. Okay. And then I would just go plus, like 65 is fine. Okay. The reason for that is you're looking for 30 women over 30. You're not looking for 30 women between 29 and 39. You're looking for women in their 30s and plus. Okay. Now you're going to scroll down where it says locations. And I want you to just look where it says audience definition. If you look there, it actually says estimated audience between 10.8 million and 12.7 million. That's a lot of people. But no. I want you to go back up. Go back to the locations. Nope, not there. Yep, right in the location. And I want you to type in the area, your target market area. So remember what we talked about target, right? We talked about where in the GTA. GTA is massive. So GTA on Greater Toronto. Okay, so are you advertising to Brampton?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, put it in there. Because if you notice here, it's only going to a certain diameter, right? Now you can increase it out, but I'm very particular. I like to add in all the different areas that I am willing to have people come to me from, where I want to market to, right? So if you're in Mississauga or you're in Peel region and you only want to advertise to people in Peel region, then you're going to type in Mississauga, Brampton, I guess Milton doesn't, not Milton. Milton's not Peel region. Georgetown is close to that. Anywhere that's close to the area that you are going to advertise in, because I usually say within 45 minutes, people will travel. Some people will try. I've had people come out from Waterloo to do their photos with me. So, and yes, you can do by that as well, the slider, but I still like to put names in. Okay. So now when we talk about detailed targeting, which is the next thing on the list, if you go to where it says browse, Yana, now you can start looking. So go under education. Yep. What's their education level? Click the little arrow. Think about your target market and who you're targeting. Huh? Who do you want to work with? Mm-hmm. Depending on what you are charging, understand the people that you are looking for. If they haven't graduated from high school yet, they might not be the client for you. I'm not saying that they're not making money. What I'm saying is that they may not be making a disposable income, right? That being said, my brother did not graduate from high school and he makes a shit ton of money. And he has his own business and all the things. So you can't just automatically assume that they don't. However, you want to make sure that you're specific. Okay. All right, let's keep on going. Okay, so scroll down. Okay, what kind of financial? So click the button. What kind of income? Now, this is all based on the US, which drives me absolutely bonkers, but I still put it in there. Okay. So do you want the top 10, top 10 to 25 income, household income, top 25 to 50% of zip codes? So I usually just throw in that one for whatever reason, just because it says US, it drives me crazy. Life events. So scroll down there. Okay. Birthdays. Super important. Women like to celebrate their birthdays. So anybody with an upcoming birthday month, because you're advertising right now. Friends. Friends of. Okay. So if they're friends of somebody, let's see what they've got for their list. Scroll down. Engaged, newlyweds. Probably not. Maybe. Maybe, you know what? Married people, yeah, for sure. Newlyweds. Now they're usually on a high at that point. Let's go down to parents. Okay. So if you are targeting children, parents with teenagers. So when I do those senior sessions that I do, they have senior sessions. So those kids that are graduating from grade 8 to grade 12. There you go. Right? Go to relationship. Now you're not looking for that for this particular one, but if you were looking for something like that, there you go. Relationship status. Complicated, divorced, domestic, engaged, in a relationship, married, open. Who are you looking for? Okay.
Guess it doesn't matter.
What's that?
I guess it doesn't matter.
Well,
What
here's the thing.
relationship is. Yeah.
If they're in a complicated relationship or a separated relationship, they may not have the expendable income because they're too busy spending it on a lawyer. And the reason I'm saying this to you, here's what I want you to think about. The way Facebook works is that every time somebody clicks on your ad, which we didn't see in the first page, every time somebody clicks on your ad, what will happen is that they are spending your money. So if you set a $10 limit a day and a bunch of divorcees, or they're in the process of being divorced and none of them have money because all their money is going to the lawyers, they're spending your money, but they're not converting to clientele because they don't have the expendable income. This is why they call it target marketing. You want people who are spending money, who are going to spend your money, you want them to spend their money with you. So you want to know that the people that are going to work with you, that are going to spend money with you, are people that have money. Because when they click on this, they're spending your money, right? And then you have to look at this detailed targeting. When we talk about industries, what kind of work do they do? Are they in administration? Are they businesses? So if we're doing headshots and branding, definitely the decision makers, right? Definitely business finance. Okay. What is your people? Who are you looking for a 30 over 30? Okay. Let's scroll down more. Right. And you can see it's pretty descriptive. Like there's lots of things there that you can do. And then employers and job titles and stuff. So you're going to keep on going. Okay. You don't necessarily have to click all of these, but here you go. Like it's asking you, who are you looking for? Okay. So let's just close this off, Yana. That's good. Audience. Oh, yeah, confirm. Okay. So now when you look up here, go up to the top, please, where it says the target, sorry, not the top, where it says targeting. Yep, audience. Nope, where we just created our audience. Okay, people you choose through targeting. See where it has that little pencil there? Where it says audience details, click that. Yep. And oh, it's telling you to edit that one. Sorry, no. X out of that. Scroll back up for just a second. Yeah, just a little bit. Stop. How come it didn't say? Did we not save it? I don't know if it's saved or not. I don't think it's saved because normally you would have a list down here. Okay, so we're not going to go through all that whole thing again. So let's just leave it as it is right now. But you can detail who you want it to have. Let's go down again. And so now scheduling and duration. So obviously today would be the start date. Run this ad continuously, or choose when the ad will end. Well, if you're doing a promotion to bring awareness, then what you want to do is have it run continuously and just know that it's there, right? You can stop it after 10 days. You can stop it after 100 days. Like you can stop it whenever you want, or you can have it end. So for example, if you're doing something for Mother's Day is May 12th. So what's the thing you want to do? You want to make sure that you target and you want to make sure that it's over before May 12th. So, and you can do an end date. You can also set a daily budget. So let's go over to where it says daily budget. Nope. Yep. And you can change it. So go to where it says change, where the daily budget is. Now, I set this. Yep, that's good because we want it in that currency and so on. So press next. And where the 346 is, you can change that. See where it's, yep, slide it.
For what?
Slide it to the right. I want you to look just above where it says, see where the $6 is right now? It says estimated 3.5 to 10,000 accounts center accounts reached per day. So that's an estimated amount of the amount of accounts that it will try to reach. So it's going to put it in front of that many people. It doesn't mean that that many people are going to do it, but that means $8 a day. So it will spend your money until it spends all $8, $9, $10, $20, whatever you put in there per day. If you set, and as you can say, you said 19 days, right? So now you look and you see that your budget is $152. So it's going to run for 19 days, and that's how much they're going to charge you. Now, you don't have a pixel set up. I'm not going through that. That's just, it's a whole bunch of crazy there. You can see, choose where your ad will appear. More platforms help improve. So you have Instagram and you have Messenger. It's already going to go on Facebook, so that's fine. And pardon me. And then, of course, you would enter in your payment method, which you're not going to do right now. So scroll back up all the way to the top, and let's look at your media here. Can you just scroll down just a second so I can just see all of it? Learn more. Interesting. So this is one way to create an ad. Okay, so you can create that ad. Don't publish it. There is another way to do this. This is one way to do it. I want you to go over to on the left-hand side where the ads are. Go to Ads Manager.
I don't think it's doing anything.
Try it again. Okay, go back. Okay, go to Ads Manager.
Wait, because I don't have any ads.
No, go back. Yeah, go back. Sorry. There's something else I'm specifically learning. Wonder, can I just see the all ads? Okay, this is what I was looking for. Okay, so where it says create an ad, go over there to the right. No, right. On the other side? Top? On the right?
Yeah.
It's still doing that thing. Where on earth? Choose a goal. It started more visits to your website. Okay, go to more visits to your website. Where's the app? Why is it trying to figure out why you can't get to your ad set? Hold on a second, because there should be an ad set, and I am trying to figure out what happened to it. Can you press the hamburger that's here? The little three. I think you're already on it though. Scroll down for a second. No, that's not it. Okay. Hold on a second. I have to go through my phone and see if I can find it. So the one thing you noticed that was not popping up is the ads manager on mine. And the reason it should come up is because it will show all the ad sets that you have. Trying to figure out why it's not working though. I have no idea how to do this from my phone, which is funny because every time I get on here, it always shows me it. So ultimately there's different ways you can create an ad set. So you're going to add several different images, and then you can copy that. Now they've probably changed some stuff too since the last time I was in it, but this essentially is how you create your, okay? And then you would go in and you would publish. Okay. So really at the once you start doing that, you've targeted your market, it will start to advertise for you. it will bring up some insights as well. And in those insights, you will get to see how many people are clicking, how many, like clicking the links that you're providing. Now, here's what I will suggest to you, and where it, oop, go back, Liana. Where it had the pixel, you guys want to create a pixel for your website, that meta pixel. And when I say this to you with all the love in the world, don't ask me how to do it, because honestly, I spent hours trying to figure it out. It was the biggest bane of my existence. But what that pixel does is it's connected to Facebook. And so when you put it into a specific page on your website, so for example, you're linking that ad to a page on your website, 40 over 40, whatever it is, what will ultimately happen is that it will track it. And so Facebook can track how many links or clickbacks from their ad or your ad on Facebook to your website. So it does a lot of this tracking stuff for you, which is good because then you'll know whether or not it's actually working or not. So ads really, when it comes right down to it, is that you just have to kind of play around with them a little bit. There is no somebody, it's funny because there's a photographer out there, she calls it the secret sauce. I know people who swear by her. Um, I've used her systems. They just seem to not, they work okay for me, not great for me. But I know other photographers across Canada who do use her stuff and they're like, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. But what happens is that she's a marketing agent before she became a photographer. And you pay her $10,000. And that's, I'm not kidding you, that's what her programs cost, $10,000. And she'll go in and she'll actually create the ads for you and she'll help you with your website and stuff like that, and then tell you not to touch it. And then of course, that's when all of it flows through. And then you start learning as you go, like how to do it yourself. But I think it's hit and miss. I think that there's a lot to it. You just have to kind of figure it out. Now, the one thing that Facebook does, if you put out an ad, don't expect necessarily that you're going to get a whole bunch of, like within 24 hours, that you're going to get a whole bunch of leads. Usually what happens is that it takes Facebook about 24 to 48 hours to understand who you are looking for. Right. So they'll look at your ad, they're going to look at your ad, they're going to look at the people that follow you, they're going to look at what you shoot. Like it's a whole thing that they have going on. And it's basically testing the audience. So people who are going in on the ad and clicking on the ad, it starts looking at what that demographic is that's clicking on those photos that you've put up. And then it starts targeting those people. So Yana, you have a 30-year-old who wants to do 30 over 30. Okay, great. She is a mortgage broker. She lives in Brampton. She's single. And so it's going to take all of that information, Facebook is, when she clicks on it, and it's going to start looking now for business professionals in Brampton who are single, right? But then the next person that clicks on it is probably, maybe they're married, maybe they're in their 60s, maybe they're, whatever it is, and it's going to see that demographic. And it's going to start looking at the demographic that is clicking on your links, but it's learning who to send your ads to. Right? So that's why they say estimated 4,000. They're not sending it to 4,000 people. It's estimated. They're looking to see how many people fit this demographic first that you're looking for and who will fit. And then they send them out. Okay. So it can be hit and miss 1,000%. You just have to kind of play around with it and see what works for you. And you have to use different images. Okay. And different demographics. So whether it's, if you're shooting headshots, you have to make sure that you're using men, women, children, white, African American, South Asian, whatever it is, whomever it is, whoever you photograph, you have to put into the ads because those are the ones, that's how you're going to figure out who you're drawing in. Okay. And that's Facebook. Facebook is also going to, sorry, you're not going to figure out who you're drawing in. Facebook is going to figure out who is drawn to you so that they can target more of those people. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? I know there's a lot of information there. And especially with me not being able to show you my full screen, which I apologize for. Any other questions there? Did I overwhelm everybody?
No, it's quite clear. Thank you. Thank you for going
Walking
through.
through. No problem. Yeah, it's hit and miss. It's learning. Nobody really taught me this. I did do part of that photographer's course. And it wasn't the whole enchilada because I didn't pay the 10 grand. So I got some information and then I kind of worked out the rest. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I still believe that the ads work better than just going into different free groups and pages and stuff because it's hit and miss in those pages where this is very specific to getting you leads. Okay. All right. Any other questions? You can stop your share, Yana. Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh.
Do you still see my screen?
Yeah, you have to go to, there you go. Awesome. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? No? Okay, I think I just bored everybody to death with Facebook ads. It does very much work the same with Google ads, very similarly, but you're going to go into my Google profile, and you're going to fill in all that information out once you guys get all yourselves set up. Of course, you have to start at A before you can get to Z. So when we start about that, how many of you are seriously thinking about opening your business? Good, good. Nice to see. So we're going to start off. First point, remember, I like my systems, right? And my processes. So first is getting that business license, making sure that you're all registered up. And my suggestion, if once I send you guys out the information, which I will do this week, I promise by Monday you will have it. Get in touch with the people that were on the panel because they have no problem setting up a meeting, having a one-to-one with you, and having that conversation. And it's not about being a sales pitch. They don't do that. That's not, obviously they all want business. We all want business, but they know that there's more value in creating a relationship with you than trying to sell you right out the gate. Okay. So yes, go
Sorry,
ahead.
Trish, are you sending them via email, although, or how are we going to get that list?
I'm going to send it via email. I'll send it via email. Okay. Yes. So I'll be sending that out, but the first thing is making sure that you get yourself registered as a sole prop if that's what you plan to do. And start getting all of your I's dotted, T's crossed, right? So why are you doing this? We've already talked about it. You've already got your business plans together, guys. So like for the most part, you're set up. Now it's just fine tuning everything that you need and then start promoting yourselves, making sure you have all your social media stuff, making sure your websites. What I suggest is that you take the next little bit and do a 3, 6, and 12-month goal setting plan. So what do you want to have finished in the next 3 months? And it could be like 20 different things. I would say write 20 different things under each one. Like, or 10. I mean, I'm crazy, so I like doing 20 because, that's me. But write 20 different goals that you might have, or 10 different goals that you might have to get you to the next level. So in the first 3 months, it could be completing your portfolio so that you can have a portfolio that you love that you can sell. It could be completing your website. It could be making sure all your social media pages are in line and that they are consistent. It could be about making sure that your logo is finalized. It could be making sure you understand who you're shooting, what you're shooting, who your target market is, what your reach is going to be, where you're going to go. And then you're going to make sure in that next 3 months about your systems and your processes. And you're going to look at anything and everything that could possibly go wrong. That's what you're going to look at. I don't like the photos. Well, you already downloaded the photos. How am I going to deal with that? You're going to look at money systems. How am I going to take their money? Is it going to be e-transfer? Is it going to be cash? Is it going to be through a CRM like 17 Hats? How are you going to process them? Okay. Where are you going to advertise? Facebook, Instagram. They're not the only two places to advertise. Also, things that you guys can do to help is join the local photographers club, whichever city you're in. I know that the Aurelia one is actually quite active, or at least it was a few years ago before COVID. There's that one. I think the Brampton has a photo club as well. Get in touch with people, students through Sheridan. And go in the Sheridan, there's a Sheridan group for models and hair and makeup artists and photographers and so on. I can't remember the name of it, I will, like, the full Facebook name of it, but if you look up Sheridan College models, there'll be like a TFP something for models where they trade out. And so you go into the group, and if you need a model for something, they will, as long as you trade them for photos. Same thing, some of the hair and makeup artist students, they'll ask for, a collaboration between photographer student and model student, and they'll go and do a whole collaboration together to get what they need. So it's actually a really awesome place for resources, find models to get what you guys need for your portfolios. So build that community and start just building your network. You need to have all the other things in place, because people, the first thing they say to you is, "Oh, do you have a website?" So make sure that you have something that is there, even if it's a free website. A free website is better than no website at all. And then just start small, take baby steps. How do you eat an elephant, you guys? One bite at a time. Okay. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You need to just figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it, where you're going to do it, whom you're going to do it with, and get all of those things in place. It was the one thing that no one stressed to me, because I didn't know anybody in the industry, that if I had had all of these things done first before I started my business, I wouldn't be in the constant stage of running to catch up. Okay, now I have all these things in place now, and I'm still running to catch up, but that's for a whole different ball game. Now it's because I'm old and senile. So now when I'm running to catch up, it's because I probably forgot something. Now, but back then when I first started 14 years ago, when I started that long ago, nobody had said, dot your I's and cross your T's, make sure your contracts are ready, make sure you understand what happens, in the worst possible scenario. Because even if those things never happen, you will already have the things in place to deal with them when they do happen, if they do happen. Okay. All right. Any other questions? No? Nothing? You have nothing. Oh, thank you, Dana. You're making me feel like I mean, I'm gonna leave early. Like, I can't let you guys leave. We've been leaving late.
Okay. If you want to, we can leave early. No, it just like you
Sorry, go ahead.
mentioned collaboration on Instagram. How how beneficial it is. For example, if I do my kayak pictures, there are two companies, one making boats, one making paddles. So I constantly see them, like it's Nello Canada and something else. How is it? How do they choose it? Do they have like contracts? Like, how does it work? Is it in their benefit to have some photos from the, or
Absolutely, but so
generally how that collaboration work on in Instagram?
so here's the thing, when it comes to big brands and companies like that, same thing like Canon, until you have a following of people and athletes that are constantly following you for the amazing photos that you do, they're not going to notice you.
Okay, get it. Mhm.
Yeah. So same thing, you'll notice on some of my Instagram posts, I will tag Canon. Canon will approach you and ask you to be a master of light for them, right? Just because I tag Canon, everybody else tags Canon, but no, but they've only selected a few people to represent them, right? So it's one of those, I don't have a following. It just is what it is. I mean, I do, but it's very small in comparison to what they are looking for. So what you need to do is build up that community and build up your name as a photographer within that community. Um, and then go from there and see how that can work together.
Okay, okay, it's clear now because I got one follow like Nello Canada and I got all excited, but I think it was just because of the athletes I had on that specifically on that picture, and I think that was the only reason, and I just like yay, but it stopped and like yeah.
Yeah, and that's so they brands like that will follow athletes if they get tagged in a photo. For example, so you take a photo of an athlete shares that photo or tags, whatever, and then they start tagging the boat and they tag the paddle people and so on and so on. And then those, they might happen to pick up their phone and see that tag. Do you know how many times people get tagged, especially large brands? They're not on it and they're not responding to everybody all of the time, right? So it has to be something pretty cool or it just happens to be the luck of the draw that they get that somebody sees them, right? So that's or they see your post. So until you're making like a huge impact as far as within that community, they won't even know your name. So it's not undoable though. You absolutely can do it, but it's a lot of work. So you have to
Mhm.
build, right?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
Trish, I'm actually looking at your Instagram thing.
Mhm.
I've noticed something. I don't know if you can check.
What-
Crap. Hold on. So this is one, but then hold on. I don't know why that's not showing, but it's like a half a headshot of your post. I don't know if
It
you
is?
realize that. Hold on, let me show it to you properly.
Hold on.
Uh,
Oh, that not whole picture was there,
yeah,
right?
the picture is
Yeah,
not
I saw
here.
same.
So
Oh,
hold on a
crap.
second. So no, it did a thing.
Yeah.
For Pete's sake.
So it went halfway.
I fixed this when I was editing it and then it went back.
I thought it was on purpose that it
Just,
was like just like
feedback, you know?
Yeah, no, it was so I had actually adjusted it. So here's what I'm going to do now. I am going to erase those images after. And that's why I was like, why is that not working? Oh, bugger. I'll have to fix it later. Anyways, so yeah, so certain things I actually did that. That's bugging me now because I did it on the computer. This is why I don't like doing things on the computer because I did it on the computer instead of on my phone and I adjusted it on the computer, but it showed up here on my phone like that. So piss me off. Anyways, okay. Fabian,
Chris?
did you have another you had a
Yeah, I
question?
did. I don't know if you covered this in one of the previous classes, but when you were starting out, how did you do your studio shots? Did you work out of your home or did you always rent a space? How did you approach it?
I worked out of my home. And so let me see if I can get my screen back on here. Sorry. Oh, that's a good hair thing. So I worked out of my home, and initially we used to rent our basement out in Brampton when we had our home there. And so I used my kitchen, which had these beautiful glass French doors and a white wall that was right there. So I'd had lots of natural light coming through, and I had a couple skylights in there. Um, when I started moving to strobes, I actually would shift everything in my living room to the one side of my living room. So I would use half of the space. And then ultimately when our renters moved out, instead of looking for other renters, we kept the space so that I could use it as a studio. And it had a separate entrance. So that's
Perfect.
yeah. And the plan was with this home that we're in now was to use it as a studio as well in the basement and just maintain that same sort of thing. But when we purchased the home, I was thinking, oh yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be, no problem. But then I realized afterwards that the people that were going to have to come to my home were literally going to walk through my entire house in order to get to the one room in the house that I needed them to get to in the basement. And so it just wasn't conducive to, especially with a dog, two cats, a couple of kids, and a husband who thinks he's 12. Like it wasn't going to happen. That means I have to clean my entire house just for you to walk in the door.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't worth. Not that I don't clean, you guys. That makes me sound like I'm a total slob, but it's just, you know what? It's like little tumble furs going all over the place, and the dogs get all excited and jump up, and and the kids are whatever it is. So it wasn't conducive at that point for me moving
Okay.
up here. So that's why I shifted into a brick and mortar.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about is outdoor shoots. I realize I can look up the individual sites that I'm interested in, see if they have any policies about professional photography there. But in general, like if they don't, you don't see any specific guidance about can you shoot or set up a professional photo shoot here. In general, do I have to reach out directly and rent this, some part of the open space so that it's just for me, or what generally happens?
Public parks you have no problem with. So I used to use Loafers Lake all the time in Brampton, and I would literally set up an entire little like backdrop sort of with blankets and pillows and props and all the things if I'm doing my little kid outdoor stuff. And I never had an issue in any of the public parks whatsoever.
Okay.
If you're going somewhere, however, that is a paid thing, some of the gardens, the thing with Brampton, there's oh my God, across from the Bramley, why can I not remember the name? Across from the Bramley City Center, there's a garden center, or not a garden center, a greenhouse in that park, and Chinguacousy, sorry. In Chinguacousy, they have a garden center or not a garden center, a greenhouse. So if you wanted to shoot in the greenhouse, then you required permission and had to pay for it. Yeah. Otherwise than that, a public park, you can shoot anywhere you want and do whatever you want. Everybody's just gonna walk around you. You don't need.
Sorry, I think like Toronto, you have to be careful, Fabian. Like Toronto, you have to be, and you probably, it's more stricter. And if they see you, especially with tripod, they would just come and even like in those like parks. So you should check the city of Toronto. Yeah, it's more strict. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, at the very least, I would look up their website and everything.
So just check the rules for each city.
Yeah, look at the bylaws, see what they say. Depending on the city you're in, There might be different rules. I know in Brampton I had no problems. But I wasn't setting up a massive like whatever. Like I was taking like literally less than 10 feet and just shooting in one spot for a couple of hours. So it's just depends on what you're shooting too, right? So I would suggest, as Dana had mentioned, just check with the bylaws and see if there's anything in there that says that you can't do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise than that, more than likely, even if you did set up something and a bylaw officer came around and said, hey, you're not actually allowed to do this without a permit, it's always better to ask for forgiveness than permission sometimes. And so you can just, I don't know, sorry, and then, pack up your stuff and go. Like, but again, it would be dependent. Like if you had like 20 mini sessions that day and you're doing like 4 hours or 5 hours and he comes at hour one, that might be a problem,
Yeah.
right? So do your due diligence no matter what, and then just double check with the space and the city and see if there's any issue, if there's any criteria you need to meet. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?
I have one, maybe generally on Instagram, Trish or anyone else. If I post a photo, are there other people able to just like download it? How does that work? Should I be careful? Should I put like smaller size? Anyone knows?
Instagram, you can't download the images, but you can screenshot them.
Okay. And Facebook, the same thing? Or Facebook they can download, I think.
I think Facebook can download the images or screenshot them. Either way, you can still
Yeah, but if you screenshot a photo, you're gonna burst the pixels. It's not
depending.
really.
That all depends on the size of the image that you put out
Yeah,
there.
that's what I mean. Like, what's good size to post so it still look good, but if someone screenshot it, it's not good enough for them. Like, what's that silver line?
Yeah, so if you are super worried about people stealing your photos, they're going to find a way no matter what. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter if you have a whole bunch of watermarks or not, because Photoshop is so good, AI is so good right now that it'll just remove them anyway. So what I suggest that you do is, yes, still put your watermarks on them, and make it obvious of where you're putting them on. And make sure that your metadata is inside the image so that this way, should somebody try to take the image, at least it's there. But if somebody's screenshotting it, there's only so much you can do. People are going to take them whether they want to take, whether you want them to or not. And you know what I mean? There's just not a lot of, if people want to be like that, they're just going to be like that. So you can say, you have two choices at that point. You can either say, hey, he liked my photo so much that he stole it. Fabulous. Or you can say, you can approach that person and say, you cannot use this image. In which case you decide on what the value is to you. Because if he's using your image, one thing I noticed, so somebody had copied or screenshotted or whatever it was, some cheer photos last year. And I knew this woman because she's a photographer. She's a local photographer. And I had only just met her. I am one of the admins on one of the photography groups up here. And she was all, she's like, hey, I saw the photos are fabulous. And I was like, oh, great, blah, blah, blah. And later she friended me on Facebook. And then all of a sudden I saw that she was using the photos that I had taken, and posting about them and so on and so forth. And I was like, I'm so happy that you love these photos. It's fabulous that you're sharing them. And she's like, yeah, I meant to order, I just haven't done it yet. Okay, great, no problem, anytime. Go with God, man. You do your thing, it's fine. And sure enough, within 2 weeks, she had ordered like $100 order. So I didn't get mad and say, oh, you stole my photo, blah, 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 blah. I was just like, hey, I'm so happy that you're using them. Thanks so much. It's great advertising for me too, yada, yada, yada. And then she ended up ordering, right? So whether she felt guilty for using them or felt like, oh crap, I got caught, either way, I still got paid for them, right? But I didn't look like a jerk when I approached her on them. So generally, I know even when I use samples, they may not be like if I do a photo session and my client hasn't picked their images, and I go and edit a photo and I put that photo up, or I edit one that I really like and I put it up, I put it with my logo on it. I don't care if my clients use it with the logo because I know I'm not putting up a large enough image that they can print it. That's first and foremost. But also what happens is I say to my clients, feel free to go ahead and share from my page, share this image from my page, but please do me a favor and don't crop out my logo because you're getting it for free. You're allowed to use it, but please don't crop out. And my clients will share every single image I post of them with the logo on it because I am doing them a favor. Most of them don't care if there's a watermark on it because I'm not crazy obnoxious with my watermarks. So they keep them on. And then they tag me and they say thank you and all the things. You got to go work with Trish. I get that a lot. And it's because you know what? I know I'm going to make $2,000 off of this person. Why am I worried about one photo that they have, like that I liked, that I put on my Facebook page that they are sharing? It's extra advertising and marketing for me that I don't have to pay for. That's number one. Number two, remember we talked about the referral marketing plan? So my client's going to take that image with my logo on it. She's going to share it all over the place. I just did an amazing photo of photography session with Trish. You guys should go do it. And then I say, hey, just a reminder, anybody you refer to me, you're going to get 10% of what they spend, and you can use that back in the studio the next time you come in. And so now they're going to share my stuff even more with the intention of trying to get some of their friends to come in and do photos. So it's all marketing. Remember what I said? I don't do anything unless I know what's in it for me. Yes, I want to know, and I'm going to give you value, and I'm going to give you all these things, but how does it benefit me? So if I'm going to allow you to use the photo, ultimately, what are two things that I need it to do? One, I need people to see it, and I need you to share with the people that you know, like, and trust, who know, like, and trust you, who are gonna listen to you when you say, hey, this is a great photographer. That's number one. Number two, I need you to know that there's a referral program that is going to benefit you. So if I give you a little something, you're going to give me a little something back too. So you have to be able to look at all sides of that story. So what's in it for you, but ultimately what's in it for me? Okay. All right.
So question related to that. How do you track who you owe that, that 10% gift to for the next time?
So when somebody comes into me, they usually say, oh my God, I got your name from so-and-so. And I say, oh, that's fabulous. And then I will create a gift certificate in Canva for that client. And I send it to the client. And I say, you are responsible for these. I don't keep track. So,
Perfect.
so now if they lose it, if they whatever, their email goes kaplooey, whatever it is, they are responsible to print them out, keep them with their little whatever file, and they can come back and use it.
I had another question on a completely different topic. Are there any memberships in the professional groups in Canada or Ontario or whatever that will help you get into some venues or sporting venues, things like that?
I have never met anyone like that. I'm sure there is, but I personally have not. Up here, I really only started the whole sports photography thing coming up here in the last 2 years in like literally by chance. I was doing large volume with schools in Brampton, and even then it was preschool, so I only had a couple of them down there. But up here, I started looking for preschools. COVID hit, so that wasn't going to work. Then I started in cheer, and it just happened to be that I was at the right place at the right time. Let's just put it that way. That being said, I have now and you know, I have a couple of clients that of course are athletes. But that being said, with the newest one that I've just posted with the Bay Cats, I've been nurturing a relationship with their GM now for over a year. And so James is the first Bay Cat that I have photographed. And I did it because one, I know him. Two, he literally fits the demographic that I'm looking for. And three, he's now connected um, to all the different leagues. And so the idea is that when they start seeing the photos of James come out, that him and that all of his buddies are going to want to do the portraits too. I don't know that I necessarily want the whole league, like the whole, I think it's like the Ontario League or something. I don't even know where it falls under. Um, what I want are the portraits. I don't do sports photography in the traditional sense that I'm going to go and photograph them while they're on the field. I'm a portrait photographer. So what that means is I want to create the photos that they put up on the big electronic boards that look freaking awesome and make them look super mean and cool and athletic and strong and powerful. And so though that's what I want to do. So by connecting and nurturing this relationship with the GM of the Bay Cats, I'm hoping that I'll be able to make it through all of the Bay Cats, get all of them, and then shift it over to any of the other teams that might want that. Right. So that's the idea. That's how I'm working my business with regards to that. But there's no one person. Like, there's been a couple of leagues, like there's the Barrie girls softball league that again I connected with. So I've seen them a couple of times. I'm going to reach out to them and see if they found a photographer yet for the season for their baseball photos, that kind of stuff. But otherwise than that, there is a guy up here who is super good. He works with the BMHA, which is the Barrie Hockey Association, but his process is a lot different than mine, but he's also shooting something like, I don't know, 3,000 kids. So he's like in and out, like and you don't get the photos until literally like the last month of the season because there's just that many, and he's doing them all on a green screen. So, and he's cutting out the teams and stuff. So again, I don't know who he knows in BMHA, but that's basically how it works. You have to go to the league itself and then connect with those people to get connected throughout the other leagues.
Cool. Thank
Good luck. Good luck. I'm trying. I'm trying up here. I'll take the north end, you take the south and see what happens. All right, you guys. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, Carol.
Can we reach out to you after this class is over still for advice or like just to run something by you?
Absolutely. I have always been one of those instructors that says, if you have a question, reach out and send me. Look, I didn't answer my text messages very often this semester, but I promise you going forward, I will probably answer them more often when I'm not as busy. But yes, I will answer them. Definitely stay in touch. Definitely follow the pages. I do workshops and stuff like that. So technique workshops, lighting workshops. Um, I actually have, and I don't know if you guys are interested in this, I am hosting along with Lavender Valley Farms, which is a lavender farm. And it's here in Cookstown. So I'm not sure what you guys have at by your end, but this is her first full season, and we are co-hosting together a photographer's play date from 1 to 3 p.m. I think the date was June 9th. Completely free. You get to come network with other photographers, take photos. She's going to show you around the farm if you're interested in booking sessions there. It's really about showcasing the farm, and then I'll be there to help photographers learn how to learn how to shoot with the off camera flash outdoors. So
Outdoor?
Sorry, what was the name and the date?
it's Lavender Valley Farms. Lavender Valley. Sorry, I know the name of it. I was just like, I was thinking, is it on my Facebook page? It's not, because it's literally we're inviting specific photographers like within groups and stuff like that, as opposed to just throwing it out on the internet and letting everyone go wild. If you look up Lavender Valley Farm in Cookstown, um, I think if there's no link there, I can send it to you via the email as an attachment, and you should be able to go in and just register if that's something you want to do. But we're going to have some snacks there and stuff like that. She's super excited because this is her first full year. She's been growing the lavender for a couple of years. So this is her first year actually having it open to actual photographers. And it's not the only spot in the farm. Like the lavender field isn't the only spot on the farm. There's several spots that you can go and shoot throughout the season as well. And good stuff going on there. So yeah, so there's that. But yes, you can absolutely reach out to me anytime. Keep an eye on the pages for any of the workshops and stuff that I am doing. And oh, I like that you guys are sharing your Instagram there on in the chat. And yeah, so did everybody get a chance to do the instructors survey? How many of you don't like me? I'm just curious. Just remember, I haven't graded the final paper, just so you know. I didn't say that out loud. That was my inside voice.
Have they
It
sent
was all
out a
mine was all positive.
paper,
But
like filling it out? I haven't gotten anything.
there should be a link or something that you get. I hear about it, or like I see a little thing saying, "Hey,
It's now, yeah,
Yeah,
it is
you get
on,
emails.
yeah.
Yeah, emails.
so it should be in the emails or something like that." It always asks. And to be honest with you, I'm okay if I get constructive criticism. Sheridan's not firing me. I just want to know how good I'm doing and if I could do better and if there's a better way. Um, of teaching every semester, I try to improve on something. So if I get constructive criticism back, then that's fabulous for me, because then I know where I can improve as well. So uh, even though I joke with everyone and say, "Oh, I'm still marking your papers," which I am, but it doesn't, for me, I've had some pretty bad reviews and I've had some fabulous reviews, and it just helps me grow as an educator. So, so I'm okay with that either way. But yeah. And that's it. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me this semester. I'm so excited because this is a really large class. Like it's the largest class we've had in a while. So I hope that means that Sheridan is starting to pick up and students are starting to get back into the swing of things. And I don't know if they'll ever shift the business class off of Zoom. I hope they do, because was it last semester or semester before that we were in person, which was fabulous. But if they don't, I'm always here. This coming semester, in May, I believe they start it, is the wedding and event course that I also teach. I know it's open for registration. In that course, I teach you all about weddings and events, how to price for wedding and events, a little bit different than pricing for portraits and other stuff. We help you build your portfolio there. Now, that being said, there's only so much that I can do without having a bride or things like that. So you are certainly or a wedding. I can't walk you into somebody's wedding and say, "Hey, I've got 14 students here. We need to take some pictures." That's not going to happen. But we do try to create a mock wedding party. And I bring in models. I have 4 different wedding gowns. So we try to help you build a small wedding portfolio. And then I encourage you to go out and do event photography, a little bit of event photography, different open events, meaning stuff going on in the park, or if there's a circus or a fair or something like that where you can get a large groups of people doing stuff. A great place to do that with actually is Downey's Farm, because there's always people running around there. So that kind of stuff. And we go through kind of beginning to end how to plan and create that portfolio for you so that you can be effective at it as well. So that's what I'm doing next semester for Sheridan. And as I said, I am always available. Just send a text or an email. So don't email me at my Sheridan email once you're out of the class. So once we've transitioned out of this class, go to my personal, not my personal email, my photography email, or text me. That's where you'll get me. Okay. Yana is good. She sent me like 3 different ways because she knew I was going to see it one way or the other. So I saw it in a text, I saw it in an email, and I said, thanks, Yana. For the faith. I know you have faith in me. So I will see it one way or the other. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had as much fun this semester. I hope you learned lots this semester. I hope that you will continue on your journey. Carol has something to say. I love hearing the sound of my voice, so I just talk a lot.
That's okay. No, I don't want to lose a chance to say to you how grateful I am for this class. I feel like I've really seen the progress in my own like readiness for a business quite a lot. Like there's been such a huge difference between the start of the class and now, and I feel really confident going into my business now, which is such a cool, powerful feeling. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. Thank you so much for that. I love testimonials written down too, just so you know. They're great.
Yeah.
Just so they're great. Well, because you know what? I also like sending those to the college too, because then they see that not only are we doing our jobs, but we're actually teaching our students, and they feel like they're ready. One of the things that when I came into the school and doing this particular course, when I started teaching it, was they need to walk out with tangibles, because I can't see another photographer doing the whole, crazy catch up. I kid you not, you guys, I started at $75 and I was giving $75 for a 3-hour photo session. I was giving something like 60 or 70 images. To come full circle where I am now, looking at that, I'm like, wow, just wow, like how much I've grown. And so having someone like me who is constantly pushing, right? What do they say? What's that saying? Why accept mediocrity when excellence is an option? Like, I just don't accept mediocrity for myself, from my students. That's why I'm hard on people. That's why I'm like, look, I know you don't have a business. I get it. But if you did have a business, what would you do? Right? I'm excited about this, and I want you guys to be excited about this, because I have to tell you, even if I didn't continue in photography, I would certainly continue in owning my own business, because I could never go back to having someone tell me when to be somewhere, what to do, when to do it. There is no better job than being your own boss, knowing that you can make your own hours, do your own things, and have that freedom uh, to not only create the life that you love, that you want to create, but actually get to live in that life too, right? How many of us live for that Monday to Friday, 9 to 5? We're only working for somebody else's dream. We're not working for our own. And so every day that I go to work, or the days that I'm sitting there in the studio until 1:30 in the morning, the last 2 nights, going, what the am I still here for? I know that I can take the next week off if I wanted to. I know that I can take a day for me. And I'm actually taking Thursday because they got to fix the dress that I'm wearing in this pageant. I kid you not, I'm going to be walking in heels for the first time in 4 years. I should probably be falling flat on my face in a gown. So that will be really funny. And I'm sure it will be on camera and video. I will share, I promise. Yeah. But that's the great thing about being a business owner. And from my perspective of someone who started at that $75 rate, being able to share the what not to do being able to share all the things that has taken me so long to learn with other people and inspiring. I've had business owners say, well, and other photographers, well, why do you teach? And it's like, well, they asked me, why am I teaching my competition? And I said, it's not competition. It's always about collaboration. It's always about collaboration. And until you truly see that in the business world, your business will always stay here because you need to talk to people and work with people to get your business here. And that is the one thing that I'm really good at and excel at. So I wish you all so much of the best things, and to build your businesses and to grow by giving.
I have a
Not
question. Did you say that you were going to send us a list of the panel that was there last week? Okay,
yes,
perfect.
saying
I had
that
to sign out ahead of time.
yeah, once I finish marking and get everything out, then you will get, within the next week, you'll have it, because I have to have all my grades into Sheridan by next Tuesday. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. All right, you guys, it's been my pleasure. Look, it's 10 o'clock and we finished 3 minutes early today. Woohoo! I've made up for the last 13 weeks of being late. So on the last day, have a fabulous one. Keep in touch, and hopefully we'll see you guys or some of you, because I know some of you have already taken it, but hopefully we'll see you in the wedding class, which is in person, by the way. And it is Thursday nights from 7 to 10. And I asked them to do it in the summer because then we still have light out at 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, I was thinking ahead of it. Yeah, it's a good thing. All right, you guys, have a good one.
Thanks,
Bye.
Trish. Thanks, Trish.
All the
Thank you
best.
so much, Trish.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.